Welcome back everyone, Mike here. It is another beautiful evening here in Pennsylvania. Matter of fact, it is so nice, I broke out the short sleeve plaid shirts. It's that time of year. However, I did hear on the weather today that the upper Midwest, they're calling for like a blizzard or something the next couple days. They can keep that weather, we'll keep this. I have managed to get so much done over the last couple weeks.
Past the point of no return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of laughter beat.
So on a night like tonight, it is very tempting to get on a tractor, go cut some firewood, maybe drag that big red oak out of the pond, you know, do something. But I just have to take an evening and kind of regroup, clean some stuff up, get organized again. I have stuff scattered everywhere. We worked over at the neighbor's place clearing for that swimming pool Saturday till dark, Sunday till dark, and last night till dark. I had a lot of my firewood cutting stuff out of the big tool rack. In the Ranger, because I had an excavator over there, I didn't have the tractor. I used the Ranger to run back and forth. Some stuff's in the garage. I just have stuff scattered everywhere. I need to grease some tractors, need to clean this Ranger up. It's been probably 4 months since it had a bath. But that's about it. I just got to get regrouped here. And then the next night, when it's nights like this, everything will be where it needs to be, and I can just go to work. So this is like the current situation in the back of the Ranger. I just got everything thrown in here: grease guns, wrenches, the log ox, the chainsaw needs sharpened. I need to get all this stuff back in the big tool rack where it belongs, and then clean this Ranger up. I think that'll be the first thing I do. The old log ox, fuel jug, bar oil, chaps, helmet, my little ammo can toolbox. I had to go find it in the garage. Let's see. There it is. Always need your sidewalk chalk and tape measure. Mingo markers on the other side. Another wedge. Gloves. So Melissa wants to tell her pressure washing story, or her accident, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it was a different pressure washer. We had a wand like this, and I watched Mike like come out and rinse it, his hand, or you did something with it.
Yeah.
And then I went into the garage. Well, here he had started it up again, and
then shut it off again.
But when I came back out, I didn't realize it had been started up. So I picked it up and I put my hand in front of it.
Show them what happened, but don't put your hand in front of it.
No, I learned a terrible lesson.
So just that shot of pressure, what did it do?
Goodness. It blew my thumb apart. It's amazing how it healed with just a small scar, but I couldn't even use my thumb to open up the button on your car, the door handle on the Jeep. It was...
It literally just cut it. I wouldn't even say like a knife, way worse than what a knife would do. It was deep, and just that little shot, because I'm guilty of it too, but after you release the pressure off it, you know...
that's what you were doing. Yeah, he picked it up, and that's what he was doing, releasing the pressure off of it. So I saw it as, okay, well, the pressure's off. There's a dribble of water. I had something sticky on my hands. All I needed
Can you see the scar on your thumb?
Yeah, just on that crease right there.
Yeah, it cut right into it bad.
Oh, it was awful.
It was, what, a month before it really healed?
I wore a bandage to the gym for at least 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely won't do that again.
Be careful, don't do that.
Yeah. I know you've seen the LockNLube before. Greatest thing there is, right there.
Mine burn like the ground I leave. I will leave it on the next string, baby. I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now I ain't missed a 9 to 5. I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong. Brand new start and a whole new part.
All right, that was just kind of a quick wash on the RK37. Next up is the Ranger, which is filthy. I'm actually going to take it out in the front yard somewhere, blow the heavy stuff off it out there, and then come up here and finish it up.
I'll be there on that platform, babe. You know I will. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now nothing is this rush of life. You'll never find its match. So you live to be a
Usually I spend a little bit more time on this, but it's still springtime. It's going to get muddy. I've had this 900 crew for almost 5 years. Yeah, as a matter of fact, June, it'll be 5 years old. Got about 3,000 miles on it, something like that. Almost all of it right here on the property. A lot of people don't like the Polaris. A lot of people love the Polaris. I haven't had a bit of trouble. I mean, a few minor little glitchy things, but original belt, I use it hard. I do. I plow snow with it, haul lots and lots of firewood with it, just running around. 5 people, you know, cruising around these trails. But yeah, a little over 3,000 miles here, 5 years old, no problems at all. It's been a really good machine. If you notice, a lot of times, like I did that video on the new pickup we got, that F-150, the guys that hate them, you know, don't like Fords, basically. That's all it comes down to. But if you read through the comments on that video, the guys that have the F-150, they love them. So you kind of got to take that into consideration when you're surfing the internets. You know what I mean? Find out from people that actually have something, whether they like it or not. And everything's going to have a little problem here and there. But, you know, knock on wood, this Ranger's been pretty much bulletproof for us. kind of a handy feature of the big tool rack. Every time I use the Stihl 2-in-1 sharpener in a video, I like to mention it just because it's that good of a product. I don't get a dime if you buy one or anything like that, but I highly recommend it. I did a video last year on how I use this. It took me years to get, you know, pretty good with just a hand file, sharpening a chain. This here is a game changer. And you know what else I've found? The local shops that used to really be able to sharpen a chain, you know, I'm not prejudiced against young people or anything like that, but man, them old guys, they're just not around anymore. They used to really be able to sharpen a chain. Now you take it somewhere, they just put it on a grinder. They don't do anything with the depth gauges, nothing like that, and it's worse off than when you took it there. Now I'm sure not all of them are like that. You know, that's just been my experience. When I turn the saw around this way, I actually had to pull the pin out on the vise a little bit. It's just not quite long enough to be able to fit the saw up against the tailgate. Not a big deal, but you want to remember that before you take off down the trail, because you'll lose your vise. When we were cutting all those, clearing all those trees over at my neighbor's house, you know, you're picking stuff up with the excavator and rolling it around in the dirt. And surprisingly, we didn't dull the saws up too bad, but you're getting all that dirt, it's going to happen. So yeah, Melissa's story with the pressure washer, that was something else that day. We didn't know what to do, to tell you the truth. I mean, we've all had like first aid training and everything, but that thing, man, it pretty much blew a hole in her thumb. And then what you worry about is it getting water or air, you know, into her bloodstream. So we kind of kept our eye on things for a little bit, and then she seemed okay. It was just the pain. It took a long time to heal. Tell you what, it's really nice just to have an evening like this to kind of get everything ready to go, you know? Because then when I get home from work, like this big tool rack here, literally just hooking on the tractor, and you're in the woods. I have everything with me. I'm kind of glad to get a little bit better organized here tonight. We have a ton of firewood that needs cut up. If you saw those last couple videos over at my neighbor's place there, I don't know, there's probably 6 or 7 cords in that pile. Down at that, down at the pond there where that big oak tree knocked those other ones down, there's got to be 3 cord down there or something like that. And then just other places throughout the property, I still have trees down. It's been quite a year. But the weather has been so great lately. It's just amazing. Last year was pretty much a disaster. It rained all the time, and I don't know if this trend's going to continue, but I sure hope so. Do you ever notice it always just kind of seems to even out? You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, you just have wet years. Next year, maybe not so bad. I don't know. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but hopefully this will be a decent year. That is sharp. You see those depth gauges, how that takes them down a little bit? Just enough. Great product. Something that I don't mention enough, and I should, if you're on Facebook, go to our Facebook page, Outdoors with the Morgans. Melissa does a really good job with that. She posts different pictures every day. There's a lot of good interaction going on there. And also on Instagram. But I'm not a big Instagram person, but a lot of people are. But she posts like stories each day with little video clips throughout the day. Her going to the gym, taking Hunter to his program, walking the dogs, the chickens, all kind of stuff. It's pretty cool, and she does a real good job of that. So check out the Facebook page, Outdoors with the Morgans, and Instagram. You know, there's something that we haven't done that I've been meaning to do. A while back, everybody came up with names for the RK24, which is now Sherman, the RK55, which is Big Red, and a couple times I've asked for suggestions, you know, on what to call the RK37, and people had a lot of good responses, but we never officially came up with a name for it. So in the comments below, let me know what you think we should call this. Keep in mind, I use this one probably the most out of the three, and it's a firewood gathering machine. It gets in and out of the woods pretty well, but yet it's got a whole bunch of lift capacity for carrying logs and things like that. With that granite grapple on the front, it works really well. I really like this setup right here. I use mostly 5/16 chain for, you know, a tractor like this for pulling logs or whatever. I also have a little 1/4 inch chain. It's only 6 feet long, but it works really well too for, you know, the smaller stuff. Couple adjustable wrenches, Stihl 2-in-1. So all in all, not a bad evening. Got a quick wash on the buggy, got a quick wash on the RK37, and I got all my firewood cutting stuff back in the big tool rack where it belongs. And what I love about that is, like, say tomorrow night I come home and I want to go cut some wood. Literally, I come home, sometimes I don't even go in the house. Just go in the garage, hook the big tool rack up, and I got everything that I need right on it, and I'm ready to go. And you know, like when you work during the day and you're trying to get something done at night, anything you can do to save yourself a few minutes, and that way I'm not looking around for stuff and things like that, so it works out really well. This is a pressure washer I was using tonight, the Stihl RB400. This is a loaner from Stihl. What I really like about this thing is where you hook the hose up. Right here, and the hose for your wand right here. Do you ever have them pressure washers where it's like at the very bottom, there in between your back tires, you almost have to lay on the ground to hook everything up? I really like the way this one's set up, and I mean, it works great. But anyway, that's about it for today's video. I got a little bit of stuff done this evening, kind of just preparing for maybe tomorrow night after work, go cut some firewood. I got to get that tire blind built, tons of stuff to do. Oh, and a lot of people have been asking about a sawmill. That is definitely in the works. I'm not sure how soon I'm going to get one. Right now I have a ton of stuff to do. But as I get caught up on some things, you know, a little bit of time will free up. And but yeah, I hope to be sawing some lumber this summer. If you're wondering what I'm holding here, this is a Rode shotgun mic that was on that camera right there, and it has been giving me fits. This was not a cheap microphone either. This is the dead cat, they call it, on top of it. It doesn't work. I either need to get a new one or a different one. I hate to buy another one because I only had this one maybe 6 months. No longer works. But anyway, like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.